Hey yo, what is up guys? Your boy is back with yet another video. Gosh, gotta adjust the camera already. With yet another video, and today we are going to be talking about Royal Rumble 2014. Now, I was in high school when this show happened. This show was a very, very pivotal show in the world of pro wrestling. Very, very divisive at the time. I wouldn't even say that. It was just like, this was a really interesting time to be a wrestling fan. It was just like this, like, I can't even like really describe it. Like, it was just like very, very rabid, very, very emotional. That's all. That's like the best way to describe it. Like, people at the time, huge. Like, what Daniel Bryan was over like Rover. The guy could do no wrong. The guy could probably kill someone. Sorry for saying that, but he could probably do something like that, and it wouldn't even matter to these fans. But this guy was just crazy, crazy over. And looking back at this show and just like the fallout of it and everything that happened coming out of it, this being CM Punk's last match in WWE for what, 11 years? I don't think, it doesn't come back till 2023 or 2023 is when CM Punk returned, left in 2014 there. Did he come back in 2013? 2023? No, that is when he came back. Holy shit. So this was a interesting show in that regard. You have people who like the fans love, people who the fans kind of hate, and like this show was very, very like strange to watch. Like, watching it now, like the way things are now, people like they come out of the wrestling shows and like, yay! Like, I went to Survivor Series, everyone's coming out, they're pumped up. I went to SmackDown, people are pumped up coming out of the shows. This was weird, man. Like, to like see like where like the passion of the fans and stuff. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about that passion here. So the first match we're going to talk about here is a match I'm sure I've talked about in the past. I just couldn't really find where I talked about this match. And it was Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt at Royal Rumble 2014. So for you that know, Bray Wyatt, I don't know if this was at the time of his passing, but he said in the months following or the years following that this and the Elimination Chamber 2014 match were his two favorite matches that he had in his career. And this match was a freaking barn burner. I say it like derby and stuff like that. This like, oh yeah, this match, it was such a good derby. No, this match was a war, but like such an epic match and stuff like that. I don't have enough good things to say about how much I actually adore and love this match. Just like Bray Wyatt just being such one of the most interesting people on the roster at that time. Very, very by far one of the most interesting wrestlers in all of wrestling. Just what the guy did and what the guy said and like his entrance. He was very, very captivating. Do I even need to explain Daniel Bryan and just how popular and loved he was? So you take that, you put that in a wrestling match. Bray Wyatt's style of just smash mouth, he the wicked Uranagis, wicked clotheslines. Like, the clothesline he hit in this match, it was like JBL was out there. You could just tell he had this big smile. He's like, yeah, that was a clothesline right there. JBL loves a clothesline. And that was one of the sickest clotheslines I've ever seen in a match. I had to like put that out there. And yeah, this match had wicked emotion coming off of all the months leading up to it, of Daniel Bryan joining the Wyatt family, and the Wyatt family are there ringside. They pretty much get kicked out of ringside very, very early on in this match, and they just had a war. Like, Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt, they just went to a freaking war with each other. This is the strikes of Daniel Bryan. Just Bray Wyatt would try to like hold him down, and Bryan would just be kicking him and throwing punches and stuff. It was really, really fun to watch, and yeah, it just got really, really heated with everything kind of going on, and like the mind games Bray Wyatt would play with Bryan Danielson here. And yeah, so it was the match. Yeah, like I can't even like Daniel Bryan like diving out of the ring, getting caught, and then Sister Abigail'd into the barricade. Then Bray Wyatt puts him back in the ring, hits him with the Sister Abigail, and yeah, this is like, it was just such a back and forth kind of war and like a contrast of styles. And honestly, I normally like, I don't like just like I just normally just tell people, just go watch the match, because this match here, it deserves to be watched by all wrestling fans. If you're a wrestling fan, you're going to love this match. This match is highly entertaining, start to finish. It was very, very raved upon about when it happened back in 2014. And yeah, so watch this match. If you haven't seen this match, watch this match. It was just really, really fun to watch. By the end of it, you are like psyched up. You want to go hit the gym. You're like, man, I want to be a wrestler. Like, that's how you feel like coming out of this match. You have like such positive energy just coming out of this match. And yeah, so like Bray Wyatt, he wins the match. And Daniel Bryan just off for the rest of the night, because that's something that we're going to talk about later here. So Daniel Bryan clearly like just overshadowed this whole show. Brock Lesnar, well, the Big Show and Brock Lesnar had a match on the show. Let's talk about it. It wasn't really much of anything. Right off the start, Brock just attacks Big Show, beats the crap out of him, slams him on the mat, punches him, hits him with a chair about 1,000,000 times. And then Big Show's in the corner, and then the match starts, because this match didn't start for like a few minutes. And this match only went like 2 minutes. Essentially, Big Show plows Brock Lesnar in the face with like a wicked KO punch. Doesn't get the 3. Essentially, Brock Lesnar, this match was only like 2 minutes long, like not even nothing. Brock Lesnar then hits an F5 on the Big Show. Looked more like an attitude adjustment, if you ask me. And then wins the match, and then just hits Big Show with 1,000 chair shots after this. And yeah, so he pretty much just annihilates the Big Show, takes off, and that's the last we see of Brock Lesnar for the night, because I think the next match he has is against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So yeah, pretty interesting streak there. Beats Triple H in a steel cage match, beats CM Punk, and then beats up the Big Show and moves on. Just kills the Big Show and just runs off to the back. Not their best match. They had much better matches in like 2002, like that stretcher match they had. Wicked match. The match at Survivor Series 2002, again, really fun match. So moving on, let's talk about John Cena versus Randy Orton. This match is one of the strangest matches, like championship matches, to watch. You've seen people be quiet. You've seen people cheer and boo or whatever. These people, like, immediately the match starts, they're all chanting Daniel Bryan. They're just that, like, they really felt like Daniel Bryan was just the dude at this point in history and at this point in time. And yeah, world title match between John Cena and Randy Orton's going on, and that's what they're chanting. Then, well, they chanted a lot of things. They chanted for Randy Savage. They chanted Goldberg. They chanted "We Want Divas" in this match. They chanted like everything under the sun. So yeah, this is all going on. Randy Orton and John Cena, they're having a match. This match, it wasn't the greatest wrestling match ever. I mean, Randy Orton, I love the stomps right off the start. Like when Randy Orton just has John Cena down, he's just stomping the shit out of him. I thought that was sick. But Randy Orton always was like playing to the crowd, like, what are you saying? And then they all just keep, like the fans just keep chanting whatever at him. And yeah, so yeah, the match itself was like pretty decent. I've seen them have like a lot better matches. Obviously, like the highlight of this match was definitely like when they were like exchanging finishes. Like seeing Randy Orton put John Cena in the STF was absolutely sick. Like when he does like when John Cena, he goes up for like a power bomb, then Randy Orton rolls out, goes for like the roll up, and then he like spins them over into the STF, and then he hits the AA on John Cena, and then John Cena hits him with an RKO, and then. Yeah, this was actually like a really, really, like this, it was a lot of fun, honestly, to watch the match. It wasn't like a great match. It's just a lot of fun to go back and watch and see what was happening at this time and just how crazy the crowds were. And not that the crowds aren't crazy, but like the crowds were just so passionate at this time and pissed off and angry and just like completely behind one guy. But like even like this, like it was really kind of interesting. But at the time, you're having John Cena versus Randy Orton for like the umpteenth millionth time here at Royal Rumble. And yeah, I actually like a lot of people like said this was such a bad match. Actually, I didn't think it was such a bad match. I thought it was pretty entertaining. And yeah, so actually like John Cena, he has Randy Orton in the STF, and then next thing you know, the lights go out, Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family appear, And this is what kicks off Bray Wyatt and John Cena's road to WrestleMania here, because they attack him here. And yeah, John Cena, well, I guess they didn't really attack him. They just kind of distracted him. And then it gave Randy Orton time to hit him with an RKO and get the 1, 2, 3. And then he moves on to Elimination Chamber. So yeah, decent match. Not a great match or anything like that. But very, very entertaining just due to the crowd. And just when you're looking back at it, I found it to be very entertaining. So, the Royal Rumble. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble. This has got to be one of the most... Okay, I'll just say it. This is a very much one of the weaker Royal Rumbles to happen. Not really one of my favorites. When I finished watching it, I was like, ugh. Like, you come out of this with a really, really weird feeling. So, we're just going to talk about like the highlights of the match here. So, very, very funny, because by the time I upload this video, this match will already have happened, is Seth Rollins versus CM Punk on Raw. So... Seth Rollins and CM Punk, they start Royal Rumble 2014. Very, very interesting start to the match. Yeah, it was really entertaining to watch, kind of like see that now and then like looking and being like, oh no, just knowing what's going to happen in the future and seeing this now. It's like, yeah, very, very, and especially it's weird because it's like when I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, right, this is Punk's last match in WWE. Now he comes back about 7 years later in AEW, but this is it for Punk. And yeah, he had this really weird look at the time with the way he was like trying to do like this Wolverine look, and it just did not come off very well for him. Not my favorite CM Punk look, with like the muscle chops or whatever I don't know what they call. Did not look good. Yeah, so what's really funny about this is like number 4 who comes out is like Cody Rhodes, and Cody, it's just funny to see Cody in like that time period where it's like, oh yeah, this guy goes on to be the dude in about 10 years. And seeing him in there with Roman Reigns is kind of funny to watch. It's like Roman Reigns didn't eliminate Cody, but Goldust and Cody tried teaming up on Roman Reigns at one point in this match. And then it was just funny that Goldust eliminates Cody and then Roman eliminates Goldust. So it's just kind of funny to see, because it's like, man, at the time, who would have, like, well, Roman was more like on the way up and like Cody was, but it's like, it's kind of like the slow rise, right? Like these two people like down the line will face each other. And it's kind of interesting to see, especially in the lead up to this. So yeah, Kofi Kingston. I got to mention Kofi Kingston because he had a very, very interesting elimination where he saved himself. I guess Rusev, he gets eliminated, and then who was it who threw Kofi out? Anyways, Rusev catches Kofi, slams him on the barricade, and then Kofi kind of gets up off the barricade and he runs and he leaps off back to the ring. I didn't even think he could do that. I was like, man, the ring just looks so far off, but Kofi makes that leap. It looked absolutely sick. And then he had another one with Jack Swagger where he manages to keep his feet on the bottom ropes while he's like hanging, and then he takes off Jack Swagger's boot and smokes him in the face with it. That was really, really cool. So yeah, Roman Reigns. This is actually the match where Roman Reigns, because I haven't got to talk about this here, all the Shield members were in this, like Punk and Punk. I guess he is an original Shield member. No, anyways, Punk and why do I keep saying Punk? Ambrose was in this. He kind of came in a little later, and Rollins were in this. So the Shield, they're all in there together, and then it's funny enough, Dean Ambrose actually tries eliminating Roman Reigns, and then they all end up getting eliminated together. So that was kind of funny. I was watching Roman Reigns eliminate both the Shield members, and that was kind of like the break in what was going on with the Shield at the time. Were they going to break up? Were they going to stay together? What's going to happen? Is there going to be a triple threat at WrestleMania? We don't know. Roman Reigns, he eliminates 12 guys in this match. So obviously his Shield brothers. I think he eliminates Ryback in there. Eric Rowan's. No, not Eric Rowan. Did he eliminate Eric Rowan? I can't remember. He had like a bunch of eliminated. Some scrubs in there. So yeah, but Roman Reigns, he sets the record that was held by Kane back in 2001 when he set the record for most eliminations, and now Roman Reigns holds it. I think he still holds it to this day, actually, in just 30-man elimination rumbles, because I think Braun Strowman tied him in the 50-man rumble, but no one talks about that, so no one even talks about Roman Reigns setting the record, funny enough. But yeah, Roman Reigns had a really good showing. He went all the way to the final 2 of this rumble, which is where we are going to start talking about the last few minutes. So Sheamus actually made a big return here in this rumble, and yeah, so Sheamus gets to the Final Four. I think the Final Four is like Sheamus, Punk, and Roman Reigns and Batista. Now, Batista got booed. Rey Mysterio got booed the minute they found out that Daniel Bryan wasn't in the match. People were pissed. They wanted to see Daniel Bryan come back out, win the Royal Rumble, because that's the guy everybody loves. We want Daniel Bryan. And I was the same way. I wanted Daniel Bryan. Everyone was kind of pissed off at the time about just what was going on about with Daniel Bryan and how it's like, oh, well, he's not Batista. But then Batista, I felt like his performance in this was kind of mid. So, like, Batista didn't really look spectacular in this match. And, yeah, so it's like, but Daniel Bryan puts on, like, the performance of his life in the opening match of the show. So, yeah, it's just a really, which makes the whole thing really, really weird. I should have went back and watched it, but even, like, it's like a boring Final Four. It wasn't, like, boring, but it wasn't, like, anything interesting really happened in it. It was like there was no like interesting way people got like eliminated or anything like that. The only interesting thing was Kane comes back and he pulls CM Punk out of the ring and then choke slams him through the announce table. And yeah, so then CM Punk's dead for 7 years presumably because he took off after this match. So then it's like down to Sheamus and Roman Reigns and Batista, and no one really, like, people were booing Sheamus. They booed Rey Mysterio here in this match. I don't know if I mentioned that yet or not, like, just because he was number 30, and yeah, it was just the whole thing. And he gets eliminated really quick, too. Rey Mysterio's, like, in there for, like, 2 minutes, and then he's gone. So, yeah. Batista just kind of, Roman Reigns is going to throw out Batista, and then Batista, I think it's just kind of like similar how he won the first Royal Rumble back in 2005, and he like turns and he throws Roman Reigns out and the crowd just boos the shit out of him. And then there's always like the fan, I love like the fan cameras afterward. Batista's giving the fans the finger and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's our conquering hero, everyone, telling us to go fuck ourselves. So yeah, kind of a depressing end to the Rumble, just kind of and then on top of that, just like boring Final Four, and then a boring, yeah, and then CM Punk leaves after this match. So that's like another hole in 2014 that I talked about, where it's like you had Bryan's injury, you had Punk leaving, you had Brock Lesnar taking off with the championship. So yeah, really mixed bag. Like when I talked about that year, it's like just a really mixed bag. And like this here is like another example of it, with Punk leaving, people not understanding like what's going on with Daniel Bryan. Like, this guy, he's our boy, like what's happening here. And yeah, overall, let's talk the show. That's kind of what I had to say about it. It's just kind of like an show, but it's weird how it's like nothing really epic happened, but other than that opening match, but it just like still got them forward in a way, like where it's like everything that happened mattered, but it wasn't it just, I just have really weird feelings on the show, where it's like, I guess that only made the WrestleMania 30 show that much more special, was the show, because the show was so like, and like a lot of the things that happened on it were you know? Anyways, so yeah, I'd say thumbs up to that Daniel Bryan, Bray Wyatt match, great showing. The World Championship match I thought was pretty decent, but really just more entertaining for the crowd. And the Rumble match itself was just kind of too. Like, it wasn't great. It's definitely on the weaker side of the Rumbles, I feel. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of the show, and like the video, comment, subscribe, and as always, match ratings are in the description below. Peace, guys.